This part of the restoration has not been as technical as some of the others, but wow, does it transform the car, as you will see. So if you like watching things get clean and going back together, this video will be good for your soul. Think of it like watching wind videos, maybe something to relax to with a loved one. Go and put your favourite slippers on, make yourself a brew, and settle in. Alright, if you don't like cleaning, skip this first bit of the video. If you do like cleaning, you are in for a treat. Alright, enough of the music already. Thank you. I was recommended G101 made by Autosmart for this job. Big shout out to John, you know who you are, thank you. I looked up a review of Autosmart G101 online, and basically the conclusion was that it did the job pretty well and that the smell was average, so I'll let you know my findings later. Anyways, I never realised, but these cleaning products literally clean all the things of the car. You can do plastic upholstery, you know, your brakes, glass, everything, aside from leather, but that isn't really an issue for this car. You just mix up with water to various dilutions depending on what you're cleaning, like how dirty it is and what the material is. For these seats, I mixed up the cleaner to about roughly 50%, and because the seats are out of the car, we could actually really get into them with the pressure washer without worrying about them getting dry afterwards or whatever. You can see just on this seat on the right, just there's a line where we kind of cleaned it with the washer, and it just shows how dirty it was compared to like how black it is around that clean line. Anyway, this turned out just to be a case literally of rinsing and repeating until the seats were clean. Whilst we were a bit worried about damaging the seat upholstery with the pressure washer, we had no such concerns with the carpet, and we just laid into it, scrubbed it hard, and really it cleaned up so well compared to what we started with.
Alright, it was actually the winter here in the UK, so with a combination of a gale and a fire, stuff's drying out beautifully.
Somewhere to put your gloves. Okay, so we're all ready to start getting this car back together, or so you'd think, but it turns out I don't have any screws. Luckily, we've got one of these around the corner. I think they specialise in them or something. So with the interior drying away, we can actually start on getting the dashboard back into position. I say this with a bit of intrepidation because it always seems like dashboards are complicated. And again, got the added back foot of not actually have taken this car apart in the first place, but overall this Pulsar, inside the fit and finish isn't overly complicated. It is an older car, and we found after, I think it was 4 attempts, we got the dashboard on okay. The biggest complication seemed to be this trunking of wires that goes across the back was just in the way all the time, and it almost feels like the clip that holds it in place was on upside down. So after we'd snipped the clip and just rotated it 180 degrees, tied it all back up together again, and the dashboard just slotted into place.
Putting the dashboard in, take 3. Action. Actually, I think I might have got to pull these through last time. And all the excitement.
Well, the last one was just a dry test run, wasn't it?
So dry. Too dry, really.
It's like the heart and soul of this car.
It's done now, isn't it? We can go home now.
putting the instrument cluster back in, again, just such a great step. Really feels like the car kind of coming back together again. If the engine's the beating heart, then the instrument cluster's the mouth. I don't know, but you know, it's the bit that really gives you the feedback and tells you what's going on in the car. Alright, so we're sort of some days later now. It's quite a lot later actually. It was a full week of drying out because the seats were absolutely saturated with water. Anyway, so I gave the inside a good vacuum out, just one last vacuum, and then proceeded to put the carpet in. This essentially just lies on the floor and clips all around the door seals, and then there's a couple of places for it to loop over underneath the back seats. I was hoping the carpet would be an easy, straightforward job, and it really was, except for the fact that the kind of console at the front comes through these metal supports which had to be undone, and the carpet has to be kind of threaded through underneath. So that was an added nuisance. And the other thing that almost really tripped me up, which would have been an absolute nightmare, is where the door, the boot catch and the petrol cap sort of latch are down by the driver's seat. I forgot to put those through, and the carpet was all tight and in place by the time I'd realised that. But as luck would have it, the carpet already had kind of like a small cut in it because somebody else must have done the same thing. It had already been stretched over those levers. I do respect that I am literally just placing the backrests of the back seat in here, and that's because, again, I'm just missing a tiny mount that goes on both of them. I found one of the mounts, but I need to get another one of the mounts. So I was going to add it to be fair, a fairly long list of odds and sods that are missing. But I don't think these are going to be hard to find because they're not massively Pulsar specific, and even where they are, it's not like people are going to be clambering over to get them. So yeah, leading into a bit of a montage here now of what was a very nice sort of job for a Sunday afternoon, just piecing back this car together. this pillar trim back on is pretty much the last thing to do on the driver's side, because again, missing the entire door card. So put this bit of cowling on underneath and then run out of plastic parts to put on. There's one last curiosity. If you look here, this cowling just doesn't line up. It must be from two different cars. I don't know if it's different revisions of a Pulsar or if it's literally two different cars. Anyway, massive thanks for watching. The inside of the car now looks like this, which I'm sure you'll agree is a massive transformation compared to what we started with. In the next episode, we're actually going to crack on and put the brakes back together. They're going to receive quite a hearty upgrade, and we're going to remove the ABS, so it should be an interesting part of getting this car back on the road.